Hey, doing a proper intro. This is Longbox Heroes After Dark, number 407.
Wow.
I think this is the first time that we've said the number up front in at least 100 episodes.
I would be thinking that too, around 100 episodes.
Yeah. There was 2 times before where I had a time code written down, and you're like, oh, one other thing. And then you're like, oh, this extra other off-mic thing. And I'm like, all right.
Hey, I have a tendency to ramble. You knew that when you hired me for this gig.
That's true. So do you want to get to, well, how was your week? Did you do anything this weekend? Did you stay out of trouble? Whatever.
I stayed out of trouble. I spent the weekend not going anywhere and being with a bunch of people, and just watched Independence Day and Armageddon on TNT. That was my weekend.
You know, I tell you, with the glut of movie channels and like ways to watch things, I'm shocked that not only do they show regular movies on regular TV with commercial breaks,
right,
but the fact that people watch them.
It was kind of on in the background while I was doing some preparation and cleanup to get ready for the new TV. So
right. Oh, we're at 3 weeks. Have you made the decision?
I've made a decision, like, of a couple, like I did some looking into like the TVs, and now it's just a matter of going up and actually seeing what that. More of it was, even though I'm putting it on the store card probably with zero interest. I don't know how much money down they want. Right. My finances work to the beginning of the month is when I'm more liquid. Right. So I wanted to get to around the first of the month so I could go in and decide if I wanted to go a big down payment, I could, even though there's no interest. I'm kind of the mind, like, I'd rather give a decent down payment and then have smaller monthly payments.
Yeah.
And not be out the whole thing. But if I get there and they're like, oh, you have to do it, not that I think it would be, but you have to be half down, then I would have it. You know what I mean?
I think if you sign up for the store card, you could just put the whole thing on the store card right at that rip, Right.
Either way, but I still do want to put some down. So
Sure.
It looks like, as of this recording, I should hopefully have a TV by the time this goes out to the free people.
Mm-hmm. Yes, as Todd mentioned, this weekend was the LVAC Steel Stack Smackdown, which for some reason at the event I had such trouble saying it.
Right.
It's streamed on Jerry's Internet Wrestling Emporium. Good time. I would say a great time was had by all.
Except for Asa.
No, you know what? Asa had fun because a lot of people remembered him and know him.
I saw the Bartari recreation.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? But I forget. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. But no, like I said, April had a good time and Ace had a good time, mostly because they left before the wrestling actually started.
Smart.
They got the glad hand with everyone. We went out to Denny's afterwards to eat. And there was a funny story there that I could tell here because there's not as many wrestling people. So there was a famous masked wrestler who was on the show, okay? And he came to the Denny's with his lady friend, like, after we had gotten there.
So he wasn't with you?
No. And he comes in, and I wave, because I've known him for, 17 years, and I just wave, and I said hi. And he came over, and he sat down, like, in the booth from us, and he just kind of like, man, that was a crazy night tonight, huh? I'm like, yeah, it was a blast, and so on and so forth. And his lady friend came over and kind of nudged him a little bit and got him away from us, It was very clear that she did not want to sit near the rabble,
Oh, I get it. I wouldn't want to either.
And then DJ is like, boy, I wish he didn't talk, because maybe he talks in like a different voice when he's in his wrestling character.
Oh, the illusion is ruined now.
Maybe a little.
Right. You gotta kayfabe it, man. You gotta kayfabe it.
Listen, things get tenuous these days. Sometimes a long sleeve shirt isn't enough to conceal your identity.
That is true. So you have to do the whole voice change.
Yeah. But no, other than that, we'll get into it all on, at odds with wrestling this week, you know.
Sure. You know what? Because I will say this. I saw pictures.
Mm-hmm.
There's a part of me that's kind of glad I didn't go because there was like a lot of people. I talked to I talked to Adam on Porch Talk about this. So that he said there was like, a good sized crowd there. It was a nice venue.
Yes.
Everything was great. I like it when I could move about and I wouldn't want to be shoulder to shoulder to people and stuff like that. So I'm kind of glad I didn't go, but I do like the look of the venue. And if anything, I wish I went to see that. You know what I mean?
Well, we are back at Sokol's in October. That's a little bit more intimate confines. And this place, it was packed, but it was packed on the floor where the wrestlers and stuff were.
Right.
If you paid the premium to be upstairs in the balcony area, you'd like all the room in the world.
Right. I heard that there was this place had different security than the usual independent wrestling show, where you needed different color infrared dots to get upstairs and stuff like that.
Now, see, that much I don't even know. You know what I mean?
So, Adam will probably tell this story on yours, but I guess downstairs he was talking about going outside for smokes with his friend John, and they did like the whole they stamp you and then they have the blue light or whatever so you could see it again.
Yeah.
But it was so small and you were sweating outside because it was humid that he was like, oh, they keep coming in. He's like, what, you don't recognize me by now? You know what I mean? As I'm going out for smokes. But then he tried to get upstairs as the bag man to give somebody something.
Yeah, he made it up there.
Yeah, he did because he was like, I just have to give somebody something and then I got to get out of here. And they're like, don't be long. So when you got up there, it was a different color ink, I guess.
Gotcha.
So you couldn't get in. So the security was tight.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have been upstairs. I would have been upstairs with you, though.
Right.
I would have paid the premium, the sucker's premium, and been upstairs.
Well, listen, it was a good time. Like I said, tune into At Odds for all the tales of that this week.
Right. I can only imagine because I saw you on Twitter having a moment in the morning. So
was that Monday?
Whatever it was after the show. And you were woken up and in a bad mood right out of the gate.
Oh, that wasn't right. So the show was on Saturday. Sunday, I was not on social media at all. And then Monday was the other thing you're talking about. I don't want to talk about that.
No, I know, but whenever.
So let's talk about Thursday. Okay.
Thursday. Okay. Before the show.
Thursday before the show. Show's over. We're not talking about the show. We're talking about my week. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So Thursday night into Friday morning, both me and April wake up in the middle of the night and we notice there's something wrong.
Uh-oh.
The central air is blowing, but it ain't blowing cold air no more.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. So we're like, son of a bitch. So Friday, April's like, well, there's we had a guy that came and serviced our thing way long ago. Okay.
Right. So you told the story up here, yeah.
Right. So I've told the story before, but we'll get into it. We moved into the house 2005, had central air. We were told by the people that we purchased it from that it didn't work. So we're like, all right, don't work, right? 2005 summer was okay. 2006 summer, not so much. We went and bought a window unit and tried to we have no idea, our windows are weird. We have no idea where the hell we would have put it.
Right.
So we're like, let's give it a whirl and turn the thing on, right? So we turned it on and it starts blowing cold air. We're like, holy shit, we've had this. We didn't know,
Mm-hmm.
So since we start running it in 2006, I think we've had to have somebody come and look at it 3 times. So, in 16 years.
That ain't bad.
No, not bad at all, right? So the last 2 times ago, the guy that serviced it was a real nice guy, whatever. But then when it needed servicing again, he had retired and he referred us to someone else. The other guy, not so much. That time they came, they just said, your filter needs to be replaced. Maybe order some new filters, whatever, right? That might have been 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So April's like, I don't want to deal with that guy. There's somebody that comes to the new job. Let's contact them. Well, she forgot to contact them on Friday. I'm like, well, let me look up them. I called them late on Friday. They're already gone for the day, so I leave a message. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, no air conditioning.
It was a hot weekend, man.
Todd, we were not home most of the day Saturday because of wrestling. We were not home most of the day on Sunday because of Knoebels and the piano recital.
Oh, yeah, I saw that, yeah.
Right. But, Todd, I'm sleeping with goddamn ice packs on me to keep myself cool. You know what I mean? Like, that's how goddamn hot it was. So, Monday, I call the people, and they're like, oh, we do residential as well as commercial. The earliest we can get someone to come out there and look at it is Wednesday.
Ooh.
So I'm like, ugh. And Todd, it was 93 degrees here on Monday. Okay. And it's, the forecast was a little bit cooler for Tuesday, but it was a muggy 86 degrees. So to say that I've been miserable the last 2 days is an understatement.
Right.
So I'm done with work. April gets home. We have dinner. And I'm like, I'm hopping in the pool. April's like, I'm hopping in the pool, whatever. She gets out early because she has to take a shower. She goes, you know what? Let's give it a whirl. Let's just see. Because it's not that the thing's not like she's worried we're going to have to get like a whole new unit and everything replaced because what we have is real old, right?
Right. But
it still blows. It still blows very strong. It just wasn't blowing cold air. So she comes in at about 8:30 before we start recording here tonight, Todd. And she turns it on just to see. And immediately it's blowing cold air. So today, like a half hour before we started recording, this is going to be a very different show.
Oh, boy. Oh, no, I don't know if I could handle doing a show with a miserable Joe. That was the first time I've ever done that.
Well, so see, you say that. When you think that I'm miserable, you don't know I'm miserable.
You're just at even keel when you're miserable?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, then I don't know if I'd be able to. I wonder how short you would be with me if you were miserable. I'd have to say that.
Miserable and uncomfortable.
Oh.
So it's blowing cold air now. We'll see what it does. Now, granted, we've been running it nonstop since like May, right? Like we haven't turned it off, okay? Because it's just been that goddamn hot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it was just overworked.
Something might have iced over, man.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. Something happened with something iced over because my wife's like, I think it's leaking. And I go, I don't know if that's leaking. I think that's something iced over. Right. I think that's condensation. So the guy's still coming on Wednesday. I'm still going to have him look at it. I'm going to tell him everything. I'm like, this. I'm thinking we probably would just need at worst, we probably just need like a recharge of Freon.
Mm-hmm.
Or he'll tell us not to run it so goddamn much. But it's the end of the season. Mm-hmm. It's supposed to be cooling up in the next couple of weeks.
It's supposed to be 48 degrees over the weekend.
Out of town.
Yeah, that's what they said on the news this morning.
Oh, that's unbelievable.
One of these upcoming days, they said the low will be 48 at night. Ooh. I'll be like, the window will be open with the fan blowing the air in my house.
Yeah. So we almost had like a dire emergency where it was just going to be like, come on, hurry up. I need to put ice packs on me so I could sleep.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So what I was doing was my kid has like these little like, I don't want to say like if anyone listening out there as a child, you know what boo-boo buddies are? Todd, do you know what a boo-boo buddy is?
Shockingly, I don't.
It's like a little silicone like thing that has like a cartoon character on it, like Spider-Man or Cars or Ninja Turtles or whatever.
Right.
And, it has like the gel that cools up, you throw him in the freezer, your kid gets hurt, he gets a boo-boo, and you give it to him and it puts it on his, wherever the boo-boo is, or you give it to like a teething kid, and, we've had them forever. And there's just a shitload of them in our freezer still, right? So, like, I'm literally going to bed the last 4 nights, like, just covered in them to keep myself cool while I'm sleeping. Listen, I live a very pampered life. I like it to be a balmy, like 70-ish degrees in my house. I pay the bill every 3 months out of the year for it,
Yep. I do like our 3 weeks of spring and 3 weeks of fall where I'm paying for neither heat or air conditioning.
Right.
But I'm with you. Ask Adam sometime when he comes over here for Porch Talk and comes in to use the bathroom what my house is like. I have it. I mean, you could like hang meat in my house. You know what I mean? I'm like, I like it. When I go to bed at night, that I have a blanket over me because it's so cold in this house.
So I'm not a blanket or a sheet or whatever guy. Doesn't matter if it's hot, it's cold, it's winter, it's summer. No sheet, no blanket, no nothing.
I like at least the thin sheet to keep me protected from the monsters.
That's pretty much. That'll do it.
That goes all the way back to childhood. I think it's like what do they call the Linus's blanket when you have one of those?
Security blanket.
Security blanket. It's a security sheet. You don't let your feet dangle over the edge of the bed, and you keep the sheet on you, and no monster can get you.
Sometimes I'll sleep with the sheet kind of in between my legs.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm tossing and turning at night, it keeps my big thick thighs from rubbing against each other and chafing while I sleep.
Starting a fire.
Right. But that was my week, my individual week, of course. Todd, you ended up finding Flash cereal in the wild, correct?
Yes, I did. I was out and about, and they had four boxes left where I was, and I was like, I'm going to grab one of those and take them home because I wanted to last time, and then you ended up getting it a month or two after it was already in the stores around my place.
Right.
And I was trying to get it so we could do a taste test on the show, but you had woofed down. You had used your Speed Force to eat your Flash cereal.
Right.
So I got mine. I just had a bowl before we started while I was untangling my headphones. And I really, really enjoyed it. I just think it's Cinnamon Toast Crunch in lightning bolt shape.
Okay.
What I would guess. But the thing that I liked about it best was it turned immediately soft when you put the milk on it, and it became the texture of it was less crunchy, more spongy. So I liked it.
So, I like if I'm going to compare the two, I think I like Cinnamon Toast Crunch better because it stays crunchier longer.
Nah, I like mushy cereal. But go ahead.
Yeah, I don't like mushy cereal. But I like this cereal. I thought this cereal was really good. The lightning bolt puffs were very airy, I guess. Even when you get the milk on there and you got that your 30 Mississippi before it becomes the mush.
Right. It's still
they're still very light. They don't feel like they're heavy. Even though it is a sugar cereal, you don't feel like you're eating something that's just pure sugar.
Right.
Yeah.
And it won't cut your mouth hard like Captain Crunch or anything like that.
Now, I haven't had Captain Crunch in a long time, but I very much have a feeling that if I was to eat Captain Crunch today, it would probably just rip me apart.
Yeah, you're weak on the inside, Joe.
I am. I'm weak on the inside and I'm weak on the outside.
Right. Would you be okay of the because this is Flash cereal's technically Captain Crunch. Somehow it says it on the
yes.
Right. It says it on the label. So I was thinking maybe it was one of the flavors, but I thought maybe it was going to taste like Captain Crunch. But then I saw the cinnamon. I'm like, does Captain Crunch have cinnamon that I don't remember? But it tasted nothing like Captain Crunch. And then it tasted nothing like peanut butter Captain Crunch. And it tasted nothing like the Oops, It's All Berries Captain Crunch berries. So I was like, all right, this is different, so it's not. But I would like them to do, even if they got rid of the Flash branding, I would like to get this as a cereal from here on out. Did you have a favorite Captain Crunch when you did eat it?
Regular. And this is one of those things where many years before Cheerios put out their chocolate and peanut butter mix,
right?
I would put Cocoa Puffs in my Captain Crunch.
Okay.
And then years after I was doing it, they put the one out where it was some sort of weird critter, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And those Choco Puffs that were in the Captain Crunch that came in the Captain Crunch were a little bit smaller little bit harder than the ones like your actual Cocoa Puffs. So wasn't as good. I was still going to my actual mix. Now, when you talk about like Captain Crunch knockoff cereals, and I say knockoff, like Captain Crunch cereals, okay?
Right.
My favorite Captain Crunch cereal was Donkey Kong cereal.
Okay.
Because I think I tweeted this out the other day, like months ago maybe, that the shape of a Captain Crunch cereal is supposed to be a barrel.
Right.
And I never knew that, but I should have put it together because Donkey Kong cereal was the same exact thing as Captain Crunch cereal. It was just like a little bit bigger, like of a puff or like cereal bit, and it had a little bit less yellow dye in it.
Right.
Because like when you were a kid, Captain Crunch cereal was like, it popped. It was like yellow, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And the Donkey Kong cereal was more kind of like a lighter yellow color. And I like the Donkey Kong cereal better than Captain Crunch. And then when Donkey Kong cycled out, I'm like, oh, Captain Crunch it is, you know?
When it comes to like Captain Crunch proper, I like with Crunch Berries. That's great, but that would be my third choice. But then when it came between peanut butter Captain Crunch and straight Captain Crunch, that's Sophie's choice. Don't make me make that. That's not that you asked, but I couldn't tell you, and it's been a while. I'd have to try that again. But I remember loving both of those. Those were pretty much some of my go-to cereals. That now, Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah, so the peanut butter one, I don't think I'd like it was one of those ones where the peanut butter just didn't taste quite right. Like sometimes they just can't get the flavor right on some of these things you know? And I will say this as I'm doing my due diligence here. Back in the 70s, I was going to say it was only in like 73 and 74. There was a cinnamon crunch. It was a cinnamon Captain Crunch cereal. And like the commercial was like the captain battling a pirate who I guess was Cinnamon Crunch.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe that's what this tasted like back in the day.
Right. And then in more recent times, and I'm surprised you were not aware of this based on the, where you would draw the line, of course, with this, there was a Captain Crunch Cinnamon Roll Crunch.
Oh, no, I didn't know about that. They were probably stealing. I was trying to make a cinnamon roll cereal.
Right.
But
now I will say I was never a berry fan, right? And I'm not a fan of any sort of fruit flavored cereal or any fruit flavored dessert, especially now in my older days. That you can whatchamacallit, like I think when they try to do a fruit flavor in a cereal today, it smells weird. Like the smell and the taste don't line up right.
I don't know about that, but
yeah. I'm looking at I'm looking at CaptainCrunch.com, right?
Right.
And we have, obviously we've got Captain Crunch, we got Crunch Berry, Peanut Butter Crunch still in circulation.
Yeah.
Oops All Berries still in circulation, right?
Right.
Then you have Chocolate Caramel Crunch.
That I did not know.
Right. And this is news to me that Captain Crunch has branched out into pancake mix.
No.
Yes, there's Captain Crunch's Berry-tastic pancake mix and Captain Crunch's, and I will say, ocean blue artificially colored maple flavored syrup.
Ugh. I don't know about that, man.
I don't know about that either.
I'm going to pass on blue. Ugh.
I was thinking when I saw it at first that it was like a blue bottle that came in, because the captain's color is blue, but it's blue dyed maple syrup. Maple flavored syrup, excuse me.
I like the description. Captain Crunch is ocean blue artificially maple flavored syrup, which right there, it tells you right in the title that what you're getting is an exciting and tasty way to enjoy pancakes and waffles. It has the sweet and delicious taste of classic syrup with a playful burst of blue to add to the fun of Captain Crunch to your breakfast. No, I don't need colorful foods. I need non-artificial maple syrup, Joe.
Oh, the Dollar General around here allegedly has it, so just in case.
Taste test. There you go. I'll be over for flapjacks this weekend.
Nah, my wife makes the good stuff, you know?
Yeah, but you don't have the blue syrup.
No, I don't. And that thing, we get the good maple syrup too, like not artificially flavored nonsense, you know?
Yeah, I have syrup that I get. A guy who used to work for my family back when we had the quarry that we stole.
Right.
He does work for a lady who lives up in Canada. He'll go up like once a year and like he'll like clean up the brush around her property because she's elderly and stuff like that. And he'll go up there and he'll get like various things. Cheese is one of them that there's a good cheese that he'll bring down, but he'll bring like the like pure maple syrup from up there. And it's like whenever he brings it, I'm like, this is the best stuff. I think I still have a bottle laying around here somewhere. It even has like the old fashioned like metal. It has a cork in the top, but it has the metal thing that holds the cork in. Like you have to pop it and then peel it out, and you could press it back in with pressure because of the metal cage around it. If you know what I'm talking about. Have you
I do.
Seen? Right. So I'm like, oh, this is all good. It's a glass bottle. With like the ingredients on the side are like maple syrup and sugar or whatever. Like that's it. There's no blue dye.
Listen, give it a try next time.
Yeah.
My kid. Oh my God. So we'll get into you and the other cereal stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, recently my wife got a bunch of like, I don't know. She was out. She saw them. She thought it was funny. You ever see the people have like the plastic wine glasses?
Yeah.
So my wife went and got plastic martini glasses,
mm-hmm.
and my kid will go and he'll drink water out of it, but he'll put like a drop of food coloring in it, so it looks like he's drinking like something that's red or blue or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. So next time that he has his pancakes and he has his actual good syrup, I'm going to tell him to put some blue dye in it so that he could have some of the captain's flavor, I guess. I don't know.
That sounds dirty, but anyway.
Yeah. But you must be in heaven because all of your goddamn monster cereals are out.
Okay, first of all, I talked about the sheet keeping the monsters away. These are the only monsters I want in my life. But
what if these are the monsters that the sheets have been keeping away?
I don't think so.
You're not willing to take that gamble?
That's a risk I'm not willing to take.
All right.
But okay, so I will say this. It's not earlier than I've ever seen monster cereals, but I will say it is the most amount of monster cereal I've ever seen at one time. Like I've been to multiple stores, and they don't just have the little block of it where it's like, oh, here's 3 stacks high. And
yeah, it's like a pallet that's just in a random aisle. It's like good luck,
Yeah, or they might have a few on a shelf. You know what I mean? But they have whole like stands that are like the size of a refrigerator filled with monster cereals. And I'm like, this is fantastic. But Joe, there's one missing. They have Count Chocolate.
Yummy Mummy?
Yes. They have Fruit Brute. They brought back Fruit Brute, but they don't have Fruity Yummy Mummy. Now, Fruity Yummy Mummy is my favorite. Mm-hmm. Even though I looked into this, when Fruity Yummy Mummy was out originally before they discontinued it was vanilla flavored. And I've never had that one. I would have loved to try it because I love vanilla. But when they brought it back in 2013, it was like an orange creamsicle kind of flavor. I don't know if that's exactly it, but it was really good. Loved it. So they didn't bring that one back, but they brought back Fruit Brute, which is in 2013 when they brought it back, it was cherry flavored, still is now, but the original flavoring, which is probably the grossest flavoring for a cereal, it was originally had like lime flavored marshmallows.
Ew.
That just sounds disgusting. But did not bring Fruity Yummy Mummy back, but people online were thinking that maybe from here on out, which I hope that they would at least swap back and forth. If they do that, I would be okay. But if that next year we get the Fruity Yummy Mummy, and the year after that we get the Fruit Brute back, But I don't know. I would like all 5, the brothers, to be together again.
I was gonna say, because I know there is like they're going all out this year with it. I think they did last year as well. They have like gummy candies of the monster folks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if we talked about it last year, but we'll talk about it this year. It's called Monster Mash. It's alleging that they are like in a band of some kind.
Yes, they did a behind the music video for that. It was
they did. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
And on the box for the fruit snacks, both Fruity Yummy Mummy and Fruit Brute are on the box.
Right. Well, they actually had a cereal for Monster Mash out where it was all the cereals mixed together.
That's disgusting.
That's what I said. Josh ended up, because he's my monster buddy in arms, and he was like, "Oh, it's really good." I said, "No, I don't like the chocolate. Well, I'm not a chocolate. You're not a fruit flavored cereal guy. No. I'm not a chocolate flavored cereal guy. So, like right off the bat, Count Chocula mixed with all this, I just would not like it. But yeah, so I found that funny, and that's what they did the behind the music for. I thought that's what you were going to mention. They did a behind the music for that cereal.
And I think they also have like fruit roll-ups this year as well. Like they're really so for the fruit ones they have fruit roll-ups, and then they have some sort of like Count Chocula like cookie bar or some shit.
Okay.
Yeah, so like they're giving them the push this year, you know?
Yeah. I'm hoping that it that it becomes a big thing, which would be great. So I can get them. I actually don't even want them year round. I would be great just for the like September, October. Like, you know what? If we annihilated pumpkin spice season and just made it monster cereal season, I would be fine with that. So
yeah.
I'm surprised there's not a pumpkin spice monster cereal like Pumpky the Pumpkin Monster with pumpkin spice flavoring, and then they could all like Count Chocula, Fruity Yummy Mummy, Boo Berry, Frankenberry, and Fruit Brew could all just curb stomp Punky the Pumpkin Monster.
And what was I gonna? And who did I see? There was another one that was like not an. I don't want to say like an off-brand one. Oh, but yeah. So there's the Captain Crunch and the Frosted Flakes Halloween ones there as well.
Yeah, which I don't really go into those cereals.
Or I'm sorry, it's Frosted Flakes and Rice Krispies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, like, so again, they have like a more classic look. These boxes, it's not the exact, but it's close enough. And I'm shocked that it's taken like this long for some of the other cereals to horn in on the Halloween cereal opportunity.
Yeah, there's that word again. Do you remember when in 2014 DC Comics had Jim Lee and Terry Dodson and a couple other guys re-up the boxes, like redesign them?
Yeah.
That was pretty cool, too. I like the fact that Jim Lee did some monster cereal stuff.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so, like, I like those, I guess, but I don't love, like, because it was, like, this, like, weird all-over print sort of thing, you know?
Yeah, I'm the classic design guy myself. So.
Yeah, for sure.
And I did pick up, with the Flash cereal, I did pick up a Fruit Brute and a Boo Berry. So I have those to get me through. So my sugar will be through the roof for the next, 2 months.
Right. And then all I have, I just finished off the, you would Flash is long gone. I have my Oat Crunch Cheerios, and I have my Cinnamon Life. Like every self-respecting old man should eat for their cereal.
Right. You don't have, what's the one that they say is just the coral on the bottom of a fish tank?
Grape nuts.
Yeah, you should get some grape nuts and shatter what's left of your teeth.
Nah, that's even a bridge too far for me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think I tried grape nuts once before because, like, it was a punchline in, like, every hacky comedian's joke book, you know?
Right.
And I tried it, and I'm just like, nah, it's whatever. Like, it just exists.
Grape nuts is the new hamburger.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. You got a bunch of gimmicks going on there.
Right.
But yeah, that's it, I guess. No other cereal fun, I guess.
No. That's all the cereal that I had.
You don't know. You don't know how happy I am to hear that it's going to be like in the high 40s this weekend.
Right. Like I said, or a day this week. Who knows?
Yeah. Let it be during the middle of the week.
Yes.
But yeah, that's it, man. I guess. I don't know. This was a good show of After Dark, right? Everyone?
I would say so.
Sure. All right. Well, Amazon affiliate link. It's in the show notes to every single one of these episodes, no matter where you find the episodes. Go sign up for our Patreon, patreon.com/longboxheroes. I'll say it here. We lost a couple people recently. Couple understandable, a couple, whatever. We'll talk, pal. And, go sign up. It's, as you're listening to this, it's the beginning of the month. The $5, you get the 2 shows a month from Todd and I. You get the full scans, expertly done by a professional of those previews catalogs that we're talking about. And we're recording September 92 this Friday, right? If I
believe
remember.
So. Yep, I believe a big previews, Joe.
They're all big. Oh, that's right, because we're doing the 2nd, the 16th, and the 30th, so that we don't interfere with
me picking up Bendy's.
Right, you pick. Well, that's very important business.
You're listening to the soon-to-be named.
All right, everybody, thank you for
the Lamborghini of podcast networks.